For part 2 of our hotel 3D exercise, I have gone ahead and cleared my screen, and now what I'm going to do is bring in my hotel shell and work on drawing over the top of that. Then later I will bring in my furniture plan. Actually, I'll bring it in together and then I will unload that XREF. So I want to make sure I'm on layer 0 to bring in an XREF and go ahead and call up my XREF dialog box. And we're going to attach, let's go to the correct place here. For my hotel folder, I'm going to first attach the shell drawing and the furniture. So I'll select both of them and click open. And I'm just making sure that everything is deselected so it's coming into full scale and it's also coming in at 0, 0. And then I need to zoom extents, and there's my information, all my content. So right now I just want to focus on the walls of the hotel. So I'm going back into the XREF dialog box. I'm selecting the name iFern. I will right click and unload. And all that means is that it's unloaded, so it's not visible right now, but later I can reload it and it will come right back and I won't have to go back and search for it again. If I had selected detach instead, I can still bring the drawing back in. I just have to go back into the file directory to find it. So I'm here now, and there's another thing that I would like to do in order to kind of help keep myself organized during this process. And I want to change all of the layer colors of the XREFs to a gray. That way, when I draw over the top of it with the new 3D walls, I think it will be easier to tell what I've already traced, because that's essentially what I'm doing here is I'm going to trace this drawing. So I'm going to call up my layer property manager, and by now I've gotten quite a few layers in. Also, all of the layers from the XREFs should also be showing up here. So I want to make sure all are selected, and my box is a little bit backwards here, but that's okay. And I'm going to select all the layers associated with the XREFs. I can tell basically by the way they're named, because it will be the name of the file first and then the name of the layer. And they're also a slightly different color. So I've selected all of those layers. I'll come over just to one of the colors and maybe just select the lightest gray. And let's see what that looks like on our screen. Okay, that looks pretty good. So I'll go ahead and close the layer manager for now. As I'm using the 3D tools, they will actually create layers for me. So new layers will be added. Okay, so let's go back to, I'm going to close the XREF dialog box as well. Let's go back to the wall tool. And I'm going to come in here and just double check. My walls are 6 inches. If you've worked on the elevations yet, you know you actually don't have 10-foot walls. I believe you have 8-foot walls. So you could change that. It just sort of looks a little short in 3D, which I guess is truly what it looks like. But I'm going to leave mine at 10 for now. And I'm in the tool, and I'm simply going to make sure Object Snap is on, as well as Ortho. And I'm going to start at the corner and go clockwise. You can see that my start point, I snapped to the end point, but if I draw the wall here, it's not correct. I need to change that justification. Right now, if you look over at the property box, it's set to baseline. So I could go over there and change it, or I could simply hit the Shift key on my keyboard, and that will toggle these into place, which is awesome because I can toggle them at any point. So now I've toggled into a left justify, and I'm going to go clockwise. So I'm just panning around. I'm going to skip the column for now, And I'm actually going to just trace this wall as a 6-inch wall for now. This one I'm going to go ahead and stop and then do another wall segment. And it looks like I lost my wall, so let me bring it back in. So I'll go from here to here, and because I have object snap on, I'm basically toggling to snap and then come down, or I could have it set to perpendicular, which would probably make that a little bit easier. And I'm going to continue tracing and end up back at my original point and right click to enter. So I've got that working. I'm going to come over and select, or attempt to select, this left wall. And I don't want to select the XREF, I want the wall. And I want to come in here and just drag that wall a little bit wider. Similar to how we did it originally when we used grips, but in this case we're going to use that arrow and drag that wall over the 9 inches. And if you followed me and made this a separate wall segment also, this one should also work. So choosing wall and just this segment. If you had done the line all the way across, you're probably going to have to trim and then draw a new wall in between there. And that works perfectly fine also. So I'll hit escape to deselect that. So now I've got the whole exterior shell, and if I'm curious, I can go ahead and come up to the view menu and choose one of the isometric views and the pan or orbit tools, and I can see what that looks like already. These two lines are here on the back side of this restroom because I made that a separate wall segment. There's not really a way to get rid of that, so it's okay. But we've got our 3D here. So let's go back to the top and continue tracing. So I can continue with the interior walls, and I'll come in here, back to the Home tab, back to the Wall tool, and that one wants to pick up from down there, so that's okay. This is really important on the inside, that I don't stop for a door. I need to go all the way across. I'm going to shift and redo that justification. Looks like I actually have a crooked wall right here. So if that's the case, see how my wall is crooked right there? In this case, I'm probably just going to delete it and redo it. And I need a wall going from here all the way up. So that will carry that wall through. But do you see how this wall goes all the way through the door? We can pop the door openings in. So if I stop the wall and then try to put a door into an empty space, I might actually get the door to stick there. However, the door won't have a header. It won't have anything above it. And the doors are only going to 7 feet. And right now, the walls are going to 8 to 10 feet. So that really doesn't work. So go ahead and come down here, use Shift to change my justification, and come all the way up to meet that other side. And then I can do similar with the rest of this wall, where I can grab the wall tool, start here, go perpendicular, and then up. And then I can add this little wall, and I need to hit Shift and change the justification once again, and here I go. So I think, with exception of this column, I have everything traced, and I could do the column. Actually, I'm going to do it as a different object versus doing a wall next to a wall. The program doesn't really like that. And it looks like right here, the program doesn't really like what I've done here. So I've got to make a little accommodation there. So I simply dragged the wall all the way over to meet the other line work, and then it got a little happier and connected itself there. And I see this one's kind of doing the same thing. So maybe if I bring it down, then it does connect and that line went away. So the 3D tools can be finicky. It's important to practice a little bit and just to get a feel for how everything works. So we'll go ahead and put in the doors, and then I'm going to take this XREF out so we can kind of see what we're doing. So I've got a door, and I do know that these are all 3-foot doors, so I'll go ahead and pop them in. And even though this door is not facing the right way, I'm just going to place it in position, and then I can come back really easily and flip the direction of those door swings. So I'm using Object Snap just to place it. And then hit escape when you're done, or it will want to keep placing doors. The front door came in perfectly. These two, however, need to be flipped. So I just want to select it with a left click, and then come in and left click to flip, and hit escape when you're done. Select this one, left click to flip, and escape when you're done. And now I will call up the XREF dialog box again. And this time I'm actually going to unload the shell. And what I'm left with is just my walls and doors. I need to put in a closet door still, and then obviously the fixtures, etc. But that will be in my next segment. So for now, let's go ahead and look at what we've got here. Again, just choose a view and use the orbit tool. You can kind of zoom in with your mouse and see what you've created here. So it's looking good so far, and I hope you guys are having fun with it. I will go back to the top view and get ready to begin inserting furniture.